Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Bricker Boom, and I definitely, totally did not completely forget that I have yet to beat this game with a Pikachu. In doing this video, this will wrap up the Gen 1 starters as a whole and allow us to go ahead and move on. I have plans of beating the game with every evolution, the different legendaries. There's a lot of different ideas and things that we can do with this particular game. Granted, I still will plan on playing the other generations, but when I'm backed up against a wall like I am right now, it is typically a little bit easier to finish this game than the others. This way I can keep content out to you guys. Now, I know I said I was going to do a Heracross challenge, and I promise that is coming, but realizing that I had definitely not forgotten Pikachu, it seemed like a good idea to go ahead and wrap this up. Unfortunately, I've kind of fallen behind on challenge runs, so I'm trying to make sure that I get a few challenges edited and good to go. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at Pikachu's stats. His only good stat is his speed, and honestly, that's about it. He has a decent amount of moves, but with a poor attack stat and poor everything else, I don't think we're actually going to be able to put that to good use. Now, this time, we name ourselves Spooky, which is a big heckin' shout out to Talk Spooky, a wonderful streamer who, like me, enjoys Dead by Daylight. She's been practicing with Killer, she's already been doing Survivor stuff, definitely go give her a watch. Our Pikachu has a serious nature, which is neutral, and we have the ability Static, so we have a chance to paralyze somebody if they touch us. Our rival has Bulbasaur, probably the hardest for us to face. With that being said, we start the lab battle, but I'm sure you know how it goes. Even with us paralyzing it at one time or another, we still lose. Grass resists electricity, and honestly, we have no way of doing super effective damage to them for the time being. Now, we're gonna run into a problem basically right away, because our first gym leader is Brock, and we don't have the power of anime plot armor on our side, so we do things the good old-fashioned way, and we go through Viridian Forest fighting the trainers and some random Pokemon along the way. We also double back at level 11 and go to fight the optional rival fight. Pidgey is out first, so we use Thundershock to take it to red and paralyze it. It does hit us with Tackle, but we do take it out next turn. Next up is Bulbasaur, and we hit it with Tackle. Next up is Bulbasaur, and we get hit with Tackle. We keep going with Quick Attack and do manage to win the battle this time, thankfully, and then after that, it's time to make our way toward Pewter City. I know we're probably gonna lose, but we should probably go ahead and at least try to fight Brock. Or, you know, lose to the junior trainer a lot. We honestly have to level up to 20 just to be able to get past the junior trainer. Because he also has a Geodude, we're just not doing enough damage to him. So we go to the fight with Brock and begin double teaming immediately to try to build up for some evasion. Now, I know a lot of people in this style of community do not enjoy double team strats, and truthfully, I don't blame you. I don't like them myself. However, with a Pokemon as frail as Pikachu, there are very few things that we're able to do. But for those that think double team makes it too easy, that's adorable. It definitely helps, but since it's all RNG, we still get rolled multiple times by Brock. At level 25, we immediately start up by double teaming the 6 times as Brock uses Defense Curl. We do need a couple crits, which we thankfully get. Otherwise, in all honesty, just this portion takes almost all of our PP. Thankfully, afterwards, because of this, we are able to take down Onix with a few quick attacks. This took about 7 times before we were able to get the win at level 25. Now, there is a little bit of good news. At this point, we're quite over-leveled, and we're able to go through Mount Moon pretty easily. We do end up replacing Quick Attack with Mega Punch as much as I don't want to. Unfortunately, we need the extra firepower, even if it does mean sacrificing a little bit of accuracy. After we get to Cerulean, we go ahead and make a beeline for the rival fight. The rival sends out Pidgeotto and hits us with a Quick Attack. By now, we have Thunderbolt, and we take it out with one shot. Rattata's next, and we swap to Mega Punch and take it out with a single shot. Next is Abra, who can't fight back, so naturally it goes down. Last up is Bulbasaur, who we Mega Punch to take it to yellow, get Leech Seeded, and then manage to take it out next turn. After winning that, we're free to go through the entire bridge and the route afterwards without too much issue, and from there, it's a pretty quick fight to go ahead and try with Misty. With Misty, we use Thunderbolt to take out Staryu in one shot. Last up is Starmie, and while it's a bit tankier than Staryu, we're able to take it out in a single shot as well. That was a much-needed easy battle after getting hit so much with Brock. After that, we go to the ship, and given Pikachu's frailty, we make sure to fight through a majority of the ship. This does give us some extra much-needed levels, and will hopefully decrease our reliance on rare candy as we go along. So with that, it's time to fight the rival once again. Pidgeotto's first, and we get quick attacked, and we take it down with one shot. With that leveling us up, we're at level 35, and we take out Raticate with a single Mega Punch. Kadabra's up, and in its evolved form, quite dangerous, but thankfully goes down to a single shot, and that leaves us with one Pokemon left. We hit the Ivysaur down to red, get hit with Vine Whip, miss Mega Punch, then put to sleep. At 1 HP, we wake up, and manage to take it down, winning us a very stressful battle. Grabbing Cut, it's time to visit Lieutenant Surge. Once again, I think the leveling is probably what's going to help us the most, and as we battle through the gym, I just wanted to remind you to take a moment to like and subscribe. We've been seeing some great traction with these videos and shorts and other things, and I do have many more planned. If you want to see these uncut and without the voiceover, you also can on stream, where I am on at Twitch. Oh look, Lieutenant Surge! We made sure to learn Dig at this point to give it a shot, and we immediately dig and take out Voltorb. Next is Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu, and we make sure to show who's the better electric rat by digging again as Pikachu double teams and avoids our attack. Pikachu paralyzes us, and we stay paralyzed, miss Mega Punch, and then finally take it down. Raichu is last, and we're still at full health but paralyzed, but thankfully Shockwave doesn't do much and we hit Mega Punch. It double teams, and we stay paralyzed, but do manage to take it down the next turn. As y'all know, if you've watched these videos, I will go fight Giovanni first after we get through the Dark Cave, and honestly, I cannot tell if that's a good or a bad idea. Giovanni typically uses ground types, and, well, look at us. Either way, we go up against Giovanni, and he sends out Onix. We use Dig to avoid Bind, and take it below half. We dig again, avoiding Rock Throw, and thankfully take it out that turn. Next up is Rhyhorn, and we continue our Dig strat, get hit with Scary Face, use Mega Punch, and miss, but thankfully don't get punished too badly. We hit the next Mega Punch, and Rhyhorn stays paralyzed, and we use a Dig to take it out. Last up is Kangaskhan, and it uses Tail Whip, and we use Thunderbolt to take it to a little above yellow, paralyze it, and then take it down a few turns later. That actually went a little bit better than I thought that it would, and from there, we decide to go to Lavender Town, and back to the tower. The rival sends out Pidgeotto and quick attacks us, but we're able to take it out with one shot. Gyarados is next, and I mean, do I even have to say, it's 4 times weak. Growlithe comes out, and we use Dig, though that seems silly in hindsight due to the Intimidation drop, but we still bring it to red. We take out the last sliver with Thunderbolt, and then when Kadabra comes out, we take it to red with Mega Punch, get Kinesis, and then take it out with Thunderbolt. Ivysaur is last, and we use Mega Punch for about a third. Razor Leaf hits for a decent chunk, and thankfully Kinesis doesn't punish us too badly, as we get a critical hit Mega Punch and win the battle. After that, it's easy enough to head right back to Erica, who also is pretty easy. But that could change with her resisting all of my moves except for the inaccurate Mega Punch. Victory Bell goes down to half and then paralyzes us, then Giga Drains us as we take it down. Tangela, the only pure grass type of Gen 1, uses Ingrain, and we take it to yellow with Mega Punch. Giga Drain does a decent bit to heal up, and things aren't looking good as we stay paralyzed. We do manage to move next turn after he uses Mega Drain and potions up, but unfortunately we just go down a few turns later. Pikachu is awful. We start the battle again and immediately use Double Team to get a small boost, and then switch to the offensive, thankfully avoiding 2 Stun Spores. This way we are able to take it out before it can paralyze us. Tangela comes out, and we take it below yellow as it uses Ingrain. Without being paralyzed, this battle is much different, even with the missing Mega Punch. We get hit with Giga Drain, but it does go down to the next Mega Punch. Last up is Vileplume, and we take it to half with Mega Punch, then naturally get paralyzed. We get Giga Drained, but thankfully, we get a critical hit Mega Punch to win the gym battle. After that, we end the Snorlax, because now that I've been playing this a while, I realize how silly it was that I wasn't just taking the free Lapras and Silphco. We go through Cycling Road, do the Safari Zone, give a man his teeth, and then make our way to fight Koga. With Koga, it's a bit of a level spike from Erica, so I'm sure this is just gonna go swimmingly. Coughing comes out, we use Thunderbolt to take it out. Muck is up, and we use a Mega Punch to take about a quarter as it uses Minimize. We switch to Thunderbolt and take it to low yellow, but get hit hard with Sludge and Poisoned. We do manage to take down the next Coughing, but by the time Wheezing comes out, we only have 12 HP left, so we use Thunderbolt, and only take it to yellow before it takes us out with Tackle. We try about a dozen times, because Toxic does typically end up ruining most of our attempts. We do manage to finally get a decent one, where Coughing goes down to one shot, Muck goes down without too much trouble, the next Coughing goes down, and then with Wheezing out, we manage to hang on with 9 HP, and then take it out to win the next badge. After that, it's time to go through Silphco, and we make sure to take our time going through and fighting quite a few of the Rocket members. Doing so gets us to level 53, and honestly, we just keep losing against the rival fight. So we do level up to 55 for an extra bit of firepower. Or electric power. Anyway, we start with Double Team, and Pidgeot uses Quick Attack, but gets paralyzed. We build up our Double Team, and then take it out. The Gyarados and the Growlithe, all with one shot. We do manage to take out Alakazam, and then a lot of Thunderbolts later, we're able to also take out the Venusaur. The problem is, he's now using Synthesis to regain health. While Electric isn't great against Grass, after the Intimidation drops that we receive, we gotta go with what's stronger, and that's gonna be the Thunderbolt attack 9 times out of 10. With Giovanni, he's growing more dangerous with each battle and starts off with Nidorino as we build up a double team, and it thankfully gets paralyzed. We do take it out with a couple Thunderbolts. With Nidoqueen, we one-shot it with Dig, and then Kangaskhan comes out to get two-shotted with Thunderbolt as we use Dig a few times to take down Rhyhorn. While Pikachu is admittedly quite terrible, this is going a lot better than I thought that it would. We do unfortunately run into brick walls almost constantly, and have to try multiple times with the bigger battles, but honestly, it all just kind of comes down to an insane amount of luck. Now that I'm this far, I am fairly certain it wouldn't be possible with perfect IVs and the best nature if we didn't have Double Team. Pikachu's just far too frail. But on to Sabrina. Kadabra goes down with a single Thunderbolt, and Mr. Mime is out, allowing us to use Double Team while it Calm Minds. Thunderbolt takes it to half, and it Calm Minds again as we Mega Punch to take it out. Venomoth comes out, we use Thunderbolt to take it to red, and then get hit with Supersonic. Sabrina heals up, and we push past to land another Thunderbolt as Sabrina heals again. We snap out of confusion and get Psybeamed and confuse again. This time, however, we smack ourselves to 11 HP and then immediately get taken down. A few attempts later, and Kadabra does go down to a Thunderbolt as usual. This time, we immediately go on the offensive with Mr. Mime as it uses Barrier and heals up as we keep using Thunderbolt, and take a moment to double team before taking it down. Venomoth is out, and we start the battle of taking it to red, and it begins getting healed up, and thankfully, this time, it only gets healed up the once, so we're able to knock it out a couple turns later. Alakazam is last, and we hit it hard with Thunderbolt, where I'm pretty sure the crit mattered to knock it out and win the battle. Afterwards, we sail across the sea, go through the mansion, and fight every last trainer in Blaine's gym. When it's time to fight Blaine, we got to level 58 and managed to take down Growlithe with a single shot. Ponyta comes out, and we give it the same treatment. Unfortunately, Rapidash connects with Fire Blast before we take it down. When Arcanine comes out, if it lands a hit, we're honestly gonna go down, but thankfully, we get a critical hit and take it down and not have to worry about losing. I am 1,000,000% sure that critical hit mattered. Now, here's a fun fact. Giovanni has a bunch of people in his gym that really like the ground type. Guess what Pikachu is absolutely terrible against? Also the ground type. After 53 lost attempts, we're at level 85 and have Brick Break in our arsenal and are still getting absolutely slaughtered until finally, After 14 attempts at level 85, we managed to get all of our double teams off, use Brick Break to take down Rhyhorn and Dugtrio. Dig takes out Nidoqueen and Nidoking, and we're not poisoned right away like we have been in the past until we get to Nidoking, so a single Brick Break takes down his final Rhyhorn. That was awful, and the problem is, we still have 6 more battles to go with this Forsaken challenge. I'm big stressed, y'all. Going to face the rival, we take down Pidgeot with a single shot of Thunderbolt, then Rhyhorn goes down to a Brick Break. Gyarados and Growlithe also manage to go down to a single Thunderbolt, Alakazam goes down to a single shot, and then it's finally Venusaur. We hit Venusaur with Thunderbolt as it uses Growth and then a Razor Leaf. The next Thunderbolt takes it to Red, and it begins doing a stall battle using Synthesis. Unfortunately, Venusaur does win the war and takes us down with Razor Leaf. The next battle, we double team away, and Pidgeot hits us and gets paralyzed, but we're able to still go ahead and take it down, then hit Rhyhorn with Brick Break. Gyarados and Growlithe are, of course, still an easy one-shot. Venusaur, however, is not. We spam Thunderbolt, and honestly, the only reason that we win this attempt is because Razor Leaf missed. From there, it's an easy trek through Victory Road now that I essentially have the entire cave memorized by now. As we do last minute stock up, we go to fight Lorelei, and you might think that I win first try because type advantage. No, I don't. Dugong and Cloyster are both a one-shot with Thunderbolt, thankfully. Slowbro's a bit scary, but still also goes down. Lapras goes down to a small sliver, but each time it hits us with Confuse Ray, and then, in this case, goes down the next turn. Unfortunately, we smack ourselves into submission so many times, Jinx doesn't have to bother too much, and we go down quite quickly. A few attempts in, we do make it back to Lapras and manage to take it out in one shot. I'm guessing that there was a bit of a damage range. Without the Confuse Ray happening, it allows us to take Jinx out with any issue. With Bruno, it's important for us to double team to avoid getting destroyed by rock moves. After a few double teams, we're able to break his rock Pokemon. The fighting types only take some shocking, and it allows us to move on. Now, in the interest of honesty, this was my second attempt, because I had the Big Numb and decided to try Shocking Rocks. Not an effective method, by the way, but once again, this is a battle that I'm not sure we'd be able to do without Double Team, given how frail Pikachu is, but I think this is the first run that I've actually ended up using Double Team. I may have to check that, but anyway. Moving on to Agatha, we use Thunderbolt to hit Gengar to Red as it uses Double Team. Agatha heals and we take Gengar to Red again, paralyze it, then take it out next turn. Golbat goes down to a single shot, and Arbok is a critical hit, so it goes down. The next Gengar goes to Yellow and thankfully misses Hypnosis, and the Berry takes it out of healing range to let us take it down. Haunter is out and immediately goes down as we level up and get to move on to Lance. With Lance, I know that Dragonite will murder us, but I want to see how far we get without Double Team. So Gyarados goes down. The Dragonairs come out first, which is surprising to me because in my experience, it's usually Dragonite then the Dragonairs, but I assume it's because Dragonite has part Flying type to his name. Let me know if that's right in the comments below. But Dragonair goes to a bit above half. We do manage to take it out without too much heartache. Unfortunately, the next one paralyzes us and ends our first attempt rather quickly. The Dragonair having Shed Skin makes it so our status moves don't typically last long, and they have access to guaranteed damage with Dragon Rage or Hyper Beam to end our attempts, and that's not even counting the Dragonite and Aerodactyl waiting in the background. A few attempts in, we do take Gyarados down with one Thunderbolt and begin double teaming with the Dragonair. It uses Safeguard and misses some moves, so we do manage to take it down. The second one also goes down pretty easily. The Dragonite, thankfully, doesn't do anything except for miss us and goes down. And the Aerodactyl is a surprising one-hit wonder if you're a Pokemon Stadium fan. Now it's time to fight the rival one last time and finally put this run to bed. Pidgeot goes down to a single Thunderbolt, and Rhydon brushes off Brick Break with half health remaining and immediately takes us down. 12 attempts at level 90, and I'm beginning to wonder if we'll get the luck we need. We can usually get to Venusaur at this level, but he usually manages to hit us and finish us off. Sometimes we don't even get that far. When Pidgeot is out, we double team the best we can, and thankfully it keeps missing Sand Attack, because that's ruined a few attempts as well. 2 Brick Breaks take out Rhydon, and with Alakazam, we take it out with Thunderbolt. For Gyarados, we use Brick Break to break the barrier, and then Thunderbolt to finish it off. Arcanine goes down easy, and Venusaur is a long battle. Between Synthesis and Full Restore, we get it to red and watch it go back to green far too many times for me to be happy. We're running low on health when finally it stops healing, and we manage to take it out to win us the challenge. I'm gonna be completely honest, that challenge was awful. Pikachu is way too frail to be a viable option in most battles. Now, in Nuzlocke, when you have the option to IV Train, and you know that you may be able to level up some, and he's not the only Pokemon you're relying on, he may have some things that he can do. But for now, that's behind us. Thankfully, this is all behind us, but there's a lot more generations of Pokemon for Pikachu to be awful in. I am currently working on Heracross, but I'm actually trying to do something that I haven't done yet. I want to bring a Gen 2 or 3 Pokemon into this game to see how they perform. I'll probably start with Houndour, just because I know that it's a halfway decent Pokemon with access to different fire moves and the dark moves, but we'll see how that goes. And as they say, or as I say, if you like the video, even if you didn't like the video, think about hitting the like and subscribe button, because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out.